Hey traders, Spartan here from SpartanTrading.com. I want to hit you guys with a webinar to start the new year's. And in this short little webinar, I want to talk about the best trading strategies for 2025. Now, of course, we had an election in the United States. We got a new president. And with that, there's been a massive regime change. And the way that money is flowing into the market has changed tremendously. So I want to talk about how you can approach the market and what's been working really well this far this year and what you can look at going forward. Now, my initial approach to the market from a macro standpoint has changed. Now that Trump is in office, we know that he likes to tweet, talk a lot. He likes to do his press conferences, etc. What is going to come from that? There's going to be a lot of news. And if there's a lot of news that comes out in the short term, that means that the trading from a macro standpoint is going to be very thematic. So you need to pay attention and have your finger on the pulse with what's going on and what he's saying and what that rhetoric looks like in the United States at all times, because it's going to dictate what types of names and industries to go after. For instance, this AI theme has been very big, and then there's been this tariff theme as well in the short term. So we need to look at names that are affected by this. Now, tariffs are being put on a lot of different countries, etc. U.S. is really focusing on U.S.-centric companies. So any company, for instance, that is importing a lot of goods is probably going to have tariffs put on it. They're going to have margin erosion because of that. And those names are going to struggle with their earnings. Any company that's U.S.-centric is looking to reinvest in the United States, open up plants, et cetera, et cetera. We might see them get grants, but certainly we're going to see them get rewarded for this so that, their earnings in general should continue to see margin expansion. So understanding this concept is very important when you're looking at investments or actual trades. When we talk about the short-term thematic stuff, for instance, there's an AI narrative that happened. DeepSeek came out. They said they did it a lot cheaper, blah, blah, blah. We saw the semiconductors get hit on this, etc. This presents a lot of opportunity. Understanding what's going on in the AI space and on the big cap charts can allow you to figure out if there's value here or not. In my opinion, I'm just going to give it to you right now. I think there's a lot of value in the pick and axe theory still, because you're going to need a lot of semiconductors and processing power, for this AI. I think potentially the software side, there's an impact because obviously they're doing things a lot cheaper. So, the companies that had very heavy cap expenditure on developing their AI software, and maybe it's not as advanced as it should be, that could be seen as a little bit of an issue. But with AI and with tech, as time goes on, things do get cheaper. Moore's law as well. So you're going to see a speed and an increase in terms of performance. So the efficiencies will increase overall, but I think it's a software negative in the short term. And I think the names that are the pickaxe or the bottom fundamentals of AI are going to continue to hold up. So watch the semiconductors, the energy names that will be supplying this going forward, et cetera, et cetera. So keep these things in mind as you move forward. Now, how can we have our finger on the pulse? I think one of the best tools you can use in the market, in this general market, is having a Twitter account set up with the right people that you're following, because that's going to allow you to understand what's going on real time, all the time. Now, you can go to my Twitter, guys, if you want. A little bit of a cheat sheet is you can just go to my Twitter and go to who I'm following, and then you can kind of just look at the general companies and newswires, etc. That's going to help you, stay with a finger on the pulse rather than kind of going and doing your own work. But essentially, anything that's newswire based, follow major people that are going to affect the market, like obviously Trump, Elon Musk, anyone that has a direct influence on the macroeconomics of the United States, or can give you an idea of what's going to happen, is going to be someone you want to follow. You want to take what they say, and then you want to go to a certain screener like Finviz, and then you want to look at names within that industry or that sector. So, for instance, if we're talking about semiconductors, obviously that's going to be on the tech side mainly. So I'd go to the screener, I'd look at tech. We're going to be looking and more concerned with the mega cap, so large, and then essentially from there maybe go relative volume like over 0.5 just to screen it down a little bit. Current volume above 1 million, and that's going to give you a list of a lot of these tech names are going to be important to keep an eye on going forward. Then of course you can kind of cycle through this and find the AI names. But what I would do is I would build these watch lists almost every single week or 2 weeks with what that new theme is. because those watch lists are going to allow you directly to see ideas, and you're going to be able to develop theses based off of that for your investments as well as short-term trading. This is what I've been doing so far this year, and it's been working extremely well. You need to have your finger on the pulse. You need to know what's going on. And if you follow the right Twitter accounts, you follow the Newswires, and you actually build these watch lists, it's going to allow you to understand where the opportunities are. Of course, you need to know some form of, I think, the technicals, because, knowing where support, resistance is, being able to look at the trends, whether they're breaking or holding is important to figure out what your risk reward is so you can find those opportunities. But this is kind of that macro overall approach you want to take. So, this is what I think you should be doing in 2025. This is what I think works extremely well, and it has. And if you guys do need help with this, you can feel free to jump into our chat. We do have a 4-day free trial in the description. You can click on that, come in, try it out. If you like it, you can stay. We also have a free newsletter. I every single week will kind of tell you what I think the theme is, names to watch as well. That sign up link is in the description. But, we're here to help, guys. If you guys want to give us a follow on Twitter, go for it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. But, overall, I think this is the way they approach the market right now into 2025. And I do think that this is going to continue throughout the year. You need to understand the macros. You need to understand the technicals. And you're going to find that there's going to be a lot of momentum in the short to medium term from these things. Longer term perspective, you want to look at valuations. And I think you want to look at what's U.S.-centric and how the current rhetoric is going to benefit those companies. You're going to find winners and losers because of that quite easily, in my opinion. Spend some time, do some due diligence there, and you'll figure out what makes sense for you and your account. Anyways, guys, that's it. Just wanted to hit you with a quick little webinar in that regard. Hopefully it helps. If it does, smash that like button and give us a follow. Have a good one, my friends. We'll talk soon.